Louisiana Beer Reviews looks at Dos Equis Roja. Roja is a distinctive red lager, I'm reading off the bottle, crafted with Mexican malted barley and hops to create a well-balanced taste with unique character. And that's all I know about it. They don't give any ingredients except, of course, barley and hops. But what kind of barley, what kind of hops, don't know, can't tell you. They do tell you that it's 4.5% alcohol. It is available in their fall variety pack, which was introduced in August. And I saw this come into the stores, but they weren't putting it out. They had it all in the warehouse, and well, I know why. They were trying to get rid of their Azul, the blue bottle, blue label, and there was such a backstock of that. Finally, when that was dissipated, you started seeing the fall, but they had this stuck in the back, the Azul. They still have some of that out in those variety packs. That's the agave nectar summer beer. Nothing about this on the Dos Equis website or Heineken USA website, so it's sort of like, and I didn't even check the Guatemala Montezuma, that's the Mexican website. I don't even think this is sold in Mexico. It's brewed there, but as with Europe, they'll have stuff brewed in the country and not sold, and brewed in the continent, not sold there. Here's a Sapporo premium beer. Why a shaker pint? I don't have a Dos Equis shaker pint. Well, they're showing all their beers in these glasses. Third major brewery in the last week that's showing the shaker pint, although I read the internet article saying never drink out of it. But what do Heineken, Shipyard, and who else was it? Anchor. What do they know? Thick. I'll say that's a beige colored head, certainly. And whoa, that's rust red. Now it's cloudy outside here at 9:30 a.m. So the light is not super great. I see sediment. It looks like dust, but this glass is not dusty. There is definitely little dust particle like sediment. Maybe you can see this beautiful red beer. Wow, man. Here's a red beer from 20 years ago. Red Wolf. They even had commercials on television for it. 5.5% alcohol. It was a red lager from Anheuser-Busch. We used to go to Bertha's Mexican restaurant after work and hang out. And I would drink this, and then I went to look for it one day, gone, never came back. Of course, George Killian's Irish Red. This is an older bottle. Been around for a long time. 1864, probably the most popular red beer. And Rolling Rock Red. You rarely see it. They changed the name to Rolling Rock Amber Lager. A friend of mine at work, he says, the best beer he ever tried. We called the distributor. Could you bring it into Louisiana? No. I said, yeah, but somebody wants to buy it. We're not bringing it in for one person. I said, okay, but I mean, how you know it's not going to catch on? Although they were selling it here about 5 years ago and it didn't move, so I guess they figured it wasn't popular. I bought it in Virginia, the Amber Lager in Virginia, 2013. 2014 it was, yeah. Well, it smells like a red lager, and I used to not kind of like red lagers because they had that like tannin, like old tea leaves. But I warmed up to it. Now I'm like a real geek for red lagers and red ales. And one that you're probably never going to see is the Murphy's Irish Red Ale. Was it 5.2? It's been around. I think it's older than the Murphy's Irish Stout. No, that's not true. No, well, let's see. Yeah, around the same time, 1856, and it was called Lady's Lady Wells Ale until 1983. They renamed it Murphy's Irish Red. Well, if you ever see that one, that's a dynamite beer, an Irish Red Ale brewed in the Netherlands. So this is, now there's one other video review for this beer, but it's kind of like a novelty review with Keone, California Beer Reviews, wearing a crazy mask, and he even admitted it's like a throwaway review. He did it for Halloween. So this is the first proper formal review, video review for this beer in the world. And Beer Advocate doesn't even have this beer listed. Rate Beer has 4 ratings for it. Sweet, a little caramel, that red beer aroma. And if you've never had one, it'd be hard to kind of relate to it. It's a roasted, I don't want to say syrup, but it's by golly, it's hard to describe these. It's, I don't know. I can't do it. Yeah, this is evocative of the Murphy's Red Ale, but that's an ale. This is a lager, top fermented, this is bottom fermented, 5.2, 4.5, but they have some similarities. Same thing with the Killians. I've never had the George Killians from France, the Pelforth version, which is like 6%, like a malt liquor, George Killians, and I don't know if that's available in America. And that's a Heineken over there. It's under license with Coors here. I'm talking about Killian's. It's the same thing in the flavor. It's semi-sweet. It's sort of a brown bread, maybe Roman meal bread type thing. Tea leaves, and there's this, man, it's almost like, yeah, like red rice. Like if you see some of these, the Japanese have this red rice beer, and they sell the red rice at the stores. It could be that they're using that as the adjunct, and it's coming through. I don't know, but it's really sort of a complex flavor. The mouth feels light to medium. The finish is crisp on the dry side. The drinkability is super duper. Ooh, this is really a great beer. They did such a good job with it. I don't know if you can get this in Mexico, but I hope the Mexicans can get it. I bought the variety pack at Dornax. It was $12.99. All the other stores had it $13.50 to $13.99, so I jumped on it. And then they had the new Ziegenbach 6-pack. There's a new design for Ziegenbach, which is a Bach, but it's around in this kind of universe, right? Sharp looking label there. I want to check on the internet and see if they have a new page for Ziegenbach, but I didn't buy it because I was spending enough, but I'm gonna get that new Ziegenbach design for my collection. Wow. Yeah, I would definitely highly recommend getting this beer. I mean, for the price, I mean, you might pay $12.99 for a 22-ounce bottle of some expensive craft beers. You get the Dos Equis 12-pack, you're getting 12 beers for $12.99 if you can find that deal. I drink a lot of craft beers, I can tell you, and I've had some that were so bad, so horrendously bad, like that Caldera Opportunity Knocks. I wish it would not have knocked, and I wish I had never had the opportunity to try it. I mean, this beer beats that. I mean, I know there are two different types of beers, but they're both beer, right? And that was $2.89 for the can. One can. This beer beats that like Alabama beats LSU in football. Okay, look. Heineken is a big old mass producer. They're the evil empire. Blah, blah, blah. Oh no, he's starting to rant. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. No, this is really good. I mean, they can do great work at Heineken International, Guatemala Moctezuma Division, Heineken Mexico. Oh man, laissez les bon temps relais. This is a wonderful beer. It's so mellow, but it has complexity. That aroma that I cannot describe. It's an A. It's an A. It's an A. Most excellent. I mean, hey, hey, hey. It's right up there with the crafts. Right up there with the crafts. And y'all come on down to New Orleans or Baton Rouge.